Look, she's gonna shoot you, Kathy.
Cindy, he's on the phone.
Well, do any of y'all, he told me, I just don't remember, okay? But, there is a way, if you go all the way out and go back in, you prevent it from doing that. But do any of y'all know? I just have no idea.
Do you mean like go all the way back to like the homepage?
I don't remember
Yeah.
what it is you do.
Gotcha. I don't
There's
know.
something you can do that will stop it. You know how sometimes it shows you pictures from the last deal?
What are we doing
It's
first?
terrible.
Honey, it's on there. I put it next to you on the right.
Okay, so you,
everything and then you go back in.
That's 5-1.
I'll go first.
hey Ray, can you tell me how to back out of everything?
Yeah, I'll never use it.
Do you know how to back out of everything and then go back in?
Go in the back, but
Just going back.
Yeah, go
Okay.
back.
Yeah, but
Are you ready?
Yeah, Charlie, you want me to let him in? Are you ready for?
Let's roll it.
Ramona, you're here, right?
Yes, what case are we starting with?
Pahani?
513,
513?
top of the first page.
Okay, we got the affidavit.
and then go to docs.
Let me verify that.
30th. Yeah, because it said no affidavit waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, I just put in his affidavit, so yeah, you might have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so the affidavit is
We're
there.
on 513.
Yeah.
So we'll say affidavit, but you
Okay.
just put it in there.
All right.
The meeting of the President Review Board. At 6:30 is called to order. We have a quorum,
Yes.
all 5 present. For the first hearing.
You ready?
Yep. Morning.
Good morning.
We'll get started here in just a minute. We have to go through some administrivia. Just bear with us. This hearing
Okay,
is
that's
being
fine.
recorded.
I'm driving down the road, so I'm gonna find a place to pull over here real quick so I can be safe.
Okay. Well, we'll go through some administrivia while you're doing that.
Okay, very well.
We're opening a case,
This
opening a hearing.
is Chris. I'm sorry, sir.
Christopher Fanny, right?
This is Christopher Pahani. Yes, at 455 St. Francis Circle.
Okay. Hang in there with us. We're opening a hearing
No,
on case number
no problem.
220-513, account 537. Recorded. For the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today. Present are myself, Charlie Powers, Cindy Duck, Kathy Hoffman, Robert Dayton, and by Zoom, Ramona LeBlanc. You now work for the appraisal district. You are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today that may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. The survey is voluntary, but we do encourage you to take it. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with tax code 41.45H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Christopher, I'm assuming that everything, all of your evidence came in with the affidavit, is that correct?
Yes, I delivered that to the district this morning.
Very good, thank you. ARB members who are considering your protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. And I'll begin. I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 4166F.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with a person in violation of tax code section 41.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F, and am signing to that effect, and I am physically located in Texas.
I, Elizabeth Perazzi, am notarizing Ramona's signature via Zoom. I also am located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. Christopher, I'm assuming that you're under oath since you signed the affidavit. You understand?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Do you hold an appraiser license?
No, I do not.
Thank you.
I, Ray,
Sorry.
I, Ray Presley, do solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct. No worries, we're good.
Forgot about you back there.
Yep.
Christopher, do you have with you the package that the appraisal district sent you?
I do.
If you look on, I think it's page 5, you'll see a page with a chart on it of hearing procedure time. Do you have that?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Give me one moment. I'm pulling it out. Well, I did have it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, just give me one moment. Okay.
It's a chart with 4 columns on it, and it.
Yes, I'm familiar with the page. I'm just having difficulty finding it. I'm sorry. I have a thick folder of paperwork here, but I understand the process.
Okay, then you get to choose whether you go first or the district goes first.
I believe I go first. Is that correct?
It's your choice.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and kick this thing off. That's fine.
Okay, you have 5 minutes.
Okay. My protest today is basically based on 2 premises. One, that I believe my house is incorrectly valued from an equity standpoint. And I also have, and you'll see in my evidence, included some photographs that indicate some remaining damage from Hurricane Harvey that has not yet been completed. Repairs have not been completed, I should say. And when we get to the point of doing that, I'd like to step through those. Is this the time to do that?
Yes, this is your presentation
Yeah.
time.
Okay, very well, very well. I just wanted to make sure I understood it clearly. Included in the district's evidence, they provided me with both a sales and an equity grid for my property. And I'm looking at the equity grid in which they put 4 other properties in my neighborhood on there to come up with their median value of $397,000, I think. And my argument there is that I don't believe 4 properties are enough data points to establish an accurate median. So what I provided with you, there's a short schedule that has a number of addresses on it that are in my neighborhood and the notice value for the year. And those are all the houses in the Club Lake subdivision that actually have a lake facing, similar to mine. The majority of those houses are built around the same time and are plus or minus relatively similar in size, as well as, they're all on at least probably an acre or more of property with the lake facing. So I didn't use any properties that were on the opposite side of the street. And so I've got a total of 10 properties in there, including mine, to calculate an equity median of $363,000, which puts me substantially out of the median price range for my neighborhood. In fact, it's roughly $30,000 higher in valuation on my property than what the median value is. So my proposal is that we adjust my property to the median. That is my first premise. My second premise, if you'll take the set of photographs that I provided, I want to point out some damage that hasn't been repaired. If you'll look at photograph 1, that is what my swimming pool looked like prior to Hurricane Harvey. It had a screen-covered lanai over it, and obviously a bunch of pretty palm trees. If you go to photograph number 6 and 7, you'll see what the swimming pool looks like now. Now that was an uninsured casualty on that lanai, so I'm in the process of trying to get that rebuilt, but there aren't any contractors in South Texas that build them, so I'm trying to work with a guy out of Houston. So I don't know what value is being placed upon my swimming pool because the property card doesn't indicate that. But I think that we need to take that into consideration as a deduction because certainly it detracts from the value of it.
Can you tell us about picture number 2?
Pardon me? Yes. Photograph number 2 is is one side of my property there. My property card shows there used to be a deck there, and as you can see in photographs 2 and 3, there's nothing there. So I can't be taxed on something that doesn't exist. So I think we need to put a reduction in there for whatever value the district has for that deck. That was a pretty substantial wood deck that was there that was completely destroyed. Still in the process of working with TWIA on some supplemental claims to try to get that repaired. And then photograph number 4 is my cesspool out to the side of my house where I've had to have multiple repairs done to my septic system, and it's still not functioning correctly. And I may have to have pretty extensive work done to that. So that's a result of trees that used to be there, uprooted all of my lateral lines from my septic system, broke all the pipes out. I was without sewer for quite some time. So those are...
Running out of time.
Yes, ma'am.
Showing us evidence.
You can have my 2 minutes.
You can
just
have your
have it.
2?
Yep,
Okay,
you can have it.
continue, sir. I'm sorry, continue.
Okay, so that's the premise of my damages is I think that, we need to take into consideration whatever the pool is valued at, and there needs to be some sort of reduction there until that repair is completed. And finally, and then the deck doesn't exist. The sewer is damaged, and I used to have a fence around the perimeter of the house that was completely destroyed, had to be torn out. I have not rebuilt that fence yet either. So that's just one final item. So there's really 4 damage items: the sewer, the pool, the deck, and the fence. And then going back to just to recap, going back to the values that I provided as far as the equity goes.
Christopher,
Sir?
climb up.
Okay, and I do want to just ask one thing also. Is your deck, was that on the back or the front of the house? And I just need a simple answer.
The back.
Thank you. All right. So now
Yes, ma'am.
the district gets 5 minutes to present.
Okay, something about median value. Let's say you wanted to know the median value of Harbor Oaks. And you said, I want to know the median value of all of Harbor Oaks. Then you would take all the houses in Harbor Oaks and find out what the median is of all the houses. But if you wanted to find the median value of a house in particular in Harbor Oaks, you would not take all of them. You would go find similar houses to that house, preferably by class, age, and square footage, and say, what's the equity in this small group? If you do it the other way, you could be high or low. You're not proving anything. All you're proving is in this neighborhood, this is the median value for everything. The decks are gone. They come off. We didn't know the decks were gone. The pool, we have a value of $1,000 on it. I would venture to say that pool adds $1,000 of value to that property. The decks are gone. That's probably, they're all on the card here. They're under PDO. So there's one PDO that should stay. It's the one that says the 320 square feet. But the other two come out to, let's call it $11,000 in value.
Together?
11,000.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm rounding up. The pool, the $1,000 value for the pool, I'm not bothered by. When you look at sales in this area, we have a St. Francis cell, a St. Francis cell, a Griffith cell, and I guess it's Poinciana. I never know how to say that one, but it's something like that. The median value is $419,000. These cells are in the year of 20, 18, 18, and 18. The St. Francis area, people tend to buy there and stay there. So we don't experience a ton of sale activity in this area. You can tell by just looking at the comps we used. We had to go back in time a little bit. We could have comped, we probably could have used maybe Country Club or Spanish Woods type of comps for this, but we chose not to. Equity comes out to 397. You'll notice that it's comp number 1 is St. Francis. It's a 5. The subject is a 5. It's 2,900 square feet. The subject is 2,800 square feet. The effective age is 6 years apart. Comp number 2 is St. Francis. Both of them are 5. Both of them are north of 2,500 square feet. 3 years difference on effective age. The next one is also a 5. Comp number 3. Square footage is 400 square feet different, but the subject is the bigger. Effective age is 1 year difference. The next comp is also a 5. It's bigger by 600 square feet with a 1 year difference on effective age. Gives a median value of 397. I believe that our value is fine in here. I think our median and our sales numbers prove up easily. The issues of damage, the issues of septic, and obviously the issues of decks, I would leave to y'all. So I'm done.
But those are not elements that are typically taxed, like fences.
Fences, we do not pick up in this county.
Okay.
We
But
don't,
decks, they do.
but decks we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Septic-
Fences and septic. A septic is picked up if it's an empty lot and there's a septic on that lot. And then we have to do that because then there's a difference in value from vacant lots. But when there's a house, all the value is
It's
tied up in the house.
incorporated into
Correct.
it.
So we don't have a number for that in this case. It's in the
You can-
house.
You're gonna take the deck off, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's easy to do. I'm just telling you the way this would be handled best, instead of doing the work and packs of removing things, we would put a note in packs to remove the stuff. And right now we would just remove the value.
And you're saying that was 11,
It's 10,
approximately
10,
11 to
11,000, yeah, minus
Um,
11.
Let's see if Christopher has anything to say, please.
Well, I would just, going back to the equity value and the,
Well, actually,
the appraiser's example, and I'm willing to concede on the swimming pool, if that's all it's valued at, then that's immaterial. I would just suggest that the neighborhood there, the Club Lake neighborhood, is unquestionably unique within Aransas County. There's really nothing else like it. There's no 20-acre freshwater lake anywhere else in the county that I'm aware of that has residences around it. So to use Harbor Oaks as an example, even if you were to dial it down to the street that you lived on, that's effectively what I'm doing. I mean, there aren't any other properties like Club Lake in Aransas County. So to say that the properties that are lake facing, like the ones that I've used in my example, don't represent an accurate sample to determine a median, I can't agree with that. You know, there aren't any lots available to build onto the lake. They're all built out.
Okay.
So that would be my point there. I understand the fence. I didn't know that, you know, that had no impact on it. That's effectively it, I guess.
Sir, do you have any questions for the district?
No,
Okay,
no,
we're now,
I do not.
we're now going to district rebuttal.
I don't, you know, I kind of will say that I think that me and the owner are just going to disagree about the way to approach the value. I agree, but I do agree with the uniqueness of Club Lake. I think that it is very unique. And I think that's one of the reasons why it doesn't, that you don't see a ton of movement there. People who tend to buy there don't leave. But when you're talking about comparables, we're talking about opinion. We're not talking about a perfect world. If someone wanted to, someone could comp the sanctuary and get away with it pretty easily. I think if someone was trying to get a loan to buy a house there, they would find comp, they would go to the sanctuary, they would go to the preserve, and they might even go to Lamar. All you're looking for is kind of bigger chunks of land that may have a water attribute that's not salt water, but that doesn't rob the uniqueness of Club Lake. It is unique. And the proof that it's unique is that we use sales from 2018 because that's the best we could do. And we wanted to stay true to the uniqueness. But even in using those sales, all we did was we didn't prove ourselves wrong. As far as equity and needing to use the whole, I think I just would disagree. But I understand his point. He's making good points. And I think that's it.
okay, so now, sir,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
you have 1 minute for closing.
Just as a closing point, I pointed out the damages to you that I described and provided photographic evidence for. I appreciate the concession on the decks. I am going to rebuild them. This has been a very slow and painful process, as I'm sure anyone in Aransas County that had hurricane damage can attest to. You know, here it is several years later, and we're still not 100%. So that being said, with respect to damage, I still feel like that taking into account the water-facing properties and the unique quality of Club Lake, that trying to compute the median requires, you know, more than, I just don't think you can compute an accurate median with 4 data points, which is why I added the rest of those in there. And I think considering the fact that most of the houses out there are similar in size and age and amenities, I think that my median is a reasonable median, and I think that my home should should reflect that it should be taken toward the median as opposed to being such an outlier.
Okay, all right, and now the district has 1 minute for their closing.
Normally, I wouldn't say anything else, but I will add one at this time. The equity mix, I would say, is pending, because they are different houses at Club Lake. They're not all the same. They really aren't. Some of them are old. There's a few new ones. Some of them are bigger. Some of them are smaller. Some of them are not as nice as others. Some of them are really nice. They are a little different. And that's why class and square footage and effective age matter when you determine value. It really does matter. If not, all you found is the median value of the neighborhood. That's all I have.
Okay, so now the appraisal district has 5 minutes to deliberate and come up with our decision on your property value.
Okay, Ray says that 11,000 for the deck comes off,
And
because
that,
the deck isn't there.
and that gives, if you just take it right off the number, that gives you $381,960.
Right. I do believe though that there ought to be something taken off for the septic system. And that was in,
Because it has to be fixed.
It
It
has to
isn't
be fixed.
there working, it needs to be fixed.
yeah, I mean, it's,
What are you suggesting we take off?
But it's
What's that?
considered to be working as
Ramona?
part of the house.
What's the value that you think we should take off for the septic system?
well, I'm not sure I know the answer to that. I
Has he
need some
gotten
help.
any, I wonder if
It's the
he's
cost
gotten
to
any
cure.
bids?
What's
Sir?
that?
Christopher, are you living in this house at the moment?
I am.
Okay, so the septic system is working, just not to full.
It is suboptimal. It works, but it does not work very well.
Have you
If my
got,
wife were here,
have you
if my
gotten,
wife were here, she could give you quite a testimony about how she feels about the septic
Sure.
system.
Christopher,
Can we ask, did you get a bid on having it repaired?
I've had several contractors out there to work on it, so I'm in the process of trying to find another one because I've gotten burned by 2 of them so far.
let's go.
What was their
So
estimate?
the answer to your question is I currently do not have a bid in hand from another contractor.
What do you
What
believe?
did they ask you? What did they say?
The last one wanted to replace the whole lateral system, which was about a $20,000 repair. I don't believe that's what needs to be done.
So
Just talking to some,
so
Do you
would,
think
Pardon me?
$10,000 would fix it?
probably so. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to wind up running me before I'm done with it.
Okay, thank you, Christopher. That's very helpful.
Uh-huh.
is 10,000 to repair a septic system?
Yeah.
That's just what Ramona said, would that repair a septic system?
That sounds very generous. Julie and I would price septic systems before we built
Mhm.
$10,000 from scratch for residential.
5?
I'd say 5.
Well, I'd say 7, okay, I'd go in between, I'd say 7,500.
All right, so we got 11,000 for the deck and 7,500 plus the cure.
All right, so 381,960 minus 7,500 is 374, 460.
363, 460 with the decks.
Let me run my numbers again.
Do it again.
960.
374, 460.
That's what I came up with.
I started with 392, 960.
Yep,
The number
Well, what we got to take off the 11,000.
minus 11,000 is 381, minus 7,500 is 374. Okay.
374, 460.
Yes, so
Okay.
does anybody else have any on this on our?
It's under urgent.
I do too.
I think 7,500.
You feel better with the 5?
I do, yeah.
Ramona?
What?
You support 5, 7,500?
I'm good with 7,500.
Well, and I am too. In repairing, especially older ones that you're gonna run into trees. Just end up,
Trying to put a, doesn't really have a number.
So-
75.
on account 537. Belong to the appraisal. He has a 20 of 309. That we adjust that to 306,404.
Second.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Russ's.
There's nothing I can do. I don't know what to tell you.
What fix? I believe this addresses the appraisal ratio exceeding the mean.
Second. All in favor? Okay, Christopher,
Yes.
you understand that?
Yes, could you please repeat the value?
374.
Did you
Hello, are you still there?
Yes. 370,
Y'all are-
460.
Yeah, y'all are fading in and out on me.
We'll call
Let
you.
me see if
I'll have
okay, could you,
Val.
let me see.
You know what?
Could you repeat the value one more time, please?
374, 460.
374460.
Correct.
Okay, I was finally able to hear you.
We apologize for that.
It's okay. I mean, we're all struggling through this thing. I understand completely. Okay, so what is the next step? Do I need to sign off on this valuation?
You'll get a
Excuse me?
You'll get a document in the mail,
Okay.
and we appreciate.
Okay. Thank you all for your time this morning.
Thank you, Christopher.
Bye-bye.
Is that Ramona that's cycling back?
No, it's, if anybody who says anything, it gets repeated.
No.
Okay, it's gonna stop. It's because he put his phone through his car speakers
Oh,
and it's
Okay.
echoing back and forth.
Finally, something we can blame on
so
somebody
if they're
else.
in there.
Well, it's like when you call a radio station and they're gonna put you on the
Jeez, we're
thing
gonna
and
be
you don't turn your
experts
radio
at
down.
everything.
I don't call radio stations.
Whew.
Oh my God. be glad when we start doing them in person.
You'll have to wear your mask all day.
Oh, I won't be glad. I'll be very unhappy.
Our next one's gonna be 891.
Are they on the phone or are they
They're waiting in the
the
Purgatory.
waiting room?
yeah.
Purgatory.
virtual waiting room.
891.
The name on it is Sims. You here?
Yeah, sure. Oh, it's not David?
What number is it?
No, there's someone on.
Yeah, she's on the
Oh, okay, so she showed up.
And who is it?
Sims.
Sims?
Wait, so will you say the number one more time, please?
891.
891.
He did, did
Yeah, 891.
the Laguna Reef people bail. I guess. The Shelton.
Oh yeah, Shelton. Yeah.
Okay.
She wanted to accept the online offer, but waited too long. But it's about the same anyway.
Okay.
891.
You need that?
Where is it?
Can I let her in?
They're
No.
looking.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
Right there.
Page 4. Now you can.
Okay.
Where's Crescent Drive?
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Is this Terry Sims?
It is.
Charlie Powers at the Review Board. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Okay, we have some administrative to go through before we get to the heart of the matter. So just follow along with us, okay?
You got it.
We're opening case ID number 2020-891, account 20311. This hearing is being recorded. We are the Appraisal Review Board that will be hearing your protests today. At the table are myself, Charlie Powers, Cindy Duck, Kathy Hoffman, Robert Dayton, and Ramona LeBlanc is with us by Zoom. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The Comptroller's Office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today. It may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/survey-ARB. The survey is voluntary, although we do encourage you to take it. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code 4145H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. My assumption, sir, is that you send in all of your evidence.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yes, I emailed it a few days ago.
Very good, thank you. ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anybody about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. And I'll begin with I, Charles Powers, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 4166F.
You're up, Kathy.
Oh, thank you. I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F.
I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 4166F, and am signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Elizabeth Vicarazi, will be notarizing Ramona's signature via Zoom. I am also located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. Carrie.
Yes,
Sign the affidavit. We are under the assumption that you are under oath for this duration of this hearing. You understand?
I do.
Thank you. Do you hold an appraiser's license?
No,
Okay? Do you have available to you the hearing procedure times page? It was
I do.
sent. Very good. And in which case, would you like to go first or would you like the district to go first?
I will let the district go first.
Okay, right?
I, Ray Presley, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person. Wait, no, that's not what I say. I, Ray Presley, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for a random district is true. Yeah. All right. Okey. Okay, we're looking at a property on Crescent Drive in Harbor Oaks, 2113 Crescent. And I believe this is a property that is associated with Canoe Lake. Let me I'm gonna pull up Picto here and we'll make sure that's correct. Yeah, so come on, there we go. There's the property, Canoe Lake, Allegra North for your reference here. So on the protest, we have checked boxes for incorrect appraised market value and value is unequal compared with other properties. Let's look at the sales grid here for 2113 Crescent. We have a sale at 2329 Harbor Drive, also associated with the lake, with Canoe Lake, sold for $765 in 2019. 6ST build is it's a 2000 home. We have a comp 2 Lakeview Drive associated with Canoe Lake, sold for $650, March of 2020. It's a 5 MV, 2016 effective age. It was pushed pretty hard. It was a build date of 1981. Must have been completely gutted and rebuilt or something like that. So we've got a comp number 3 Harbor Court, not associated with the lake. This is just back on a canal. Sold for $869, $550, 6 BV plus. Comp number 4, 2210 Cape Ann, September of 19, associated with Canoe Lake in the neighborhood there. Sold for $550. The median value of these comps, once compared with the subject, gives a median value of $787,210. We currently have a value of $708,800. The equity grid, these are hopefully lake comps. Yeah, they are. So we've got 4 lake comps. We have a class of a 7, the 7 minus. The first comp is a 6 plus. Square footage is pretty close on that one, 2,600 to 2,500. Effective age is 1 year difference. Gives a value of 743. The next comp has the identical class, but is a bigger home, much bigger, really, over 1,270 square feet bigger maybe, and older, a little bit older. And then comp number 3 is a 6 minus. Square footage is close, 8 year different in age. Comp number 4, same class, but a little difference in plus and minus, 8 years difference in age. All this being said, the median equity value is 751,108. That's all I have.
Sir, you have 2 minutes to cross-examine and then your 5 minutes presentation.
Okay. What do you mean when you say median equity value?
So it's essentially picking the middle, and if there was 3 comps, it would pick the one in the middle. So, but in this case, on the sales grid, there was 4 comps. I think there was 4 comps on both of these grids. So it's gonna pick the middle.
Okay, and which one is that you're referring to then?
Well, that's the thing about not having an odd number of comps. It's not going to pick one specifically. It's going to average and get the center.
Median value.
Okay,
Yeah, the median value in dollars.
gotcha.
And it's also, you should know that it's adjusted dollars. So it's not the median of our market value on the sales comparison. It's the median of the comparison. So it's comparing, if yours is better, it's taking dollars away for certain things. If yours is not as good, it's adding dollars. It's trying to make it as similar as possible. And you can see that on the net adjustment, how many dollars were needed to be moved around to make the comp work, essentially. That's in the net adjustment.
Okay. So basically, that's just a kind of a guess. I mean, there's no possible way you could know exactly what the home's interior is like, if it's been updated, if it has any leaks. I mean, it's just, I don't understand how you could come up with that net adjustment.
Well, the net adjustment is not comparing the interior. It's comparing if you have more if one of them has more square footage, if one of them has a boat lift and the other one doesn't, if one of them has a pool and one doesn't, it's adjusting, it's making those adjustments. But you're right when you say, we don't know the inside of the house. You can consider it a guess, but it's also the same thing that a bank does when they want to lend money on a house. They find comparisons.
All right, and sir, you're in your 5-minute presentation time now.
Okay. Obviously I don't have all the access to all the data that you have. The best way I know is as a homeowner to try to determine the value of my house is just simply to look at the square footage, cost per square foot of the comps that you sent me. And, all of them are far lower with the exception of the one at 2404 Lakeview Drive, which I don't understand what happened there, but that one sold for $349 a square foot. Even with that one averaged in, the average price per square foot of these comps is far lower than what you have mine valued at $276 a square foot. So that's the main reason that we're just talking today. I don't have any access to all this data. I'm just trying to understand, because I've gone through and I've looked at these houses and, obviously they say they're updated and they say, the waterfront views and boat lifts and granite countertops and wet bars and all this stuff. And I don't understand why mine would be valued at such a higher cost per square foot. Even my neighbor's house, it's at $248 a square foot, and I'm at $276. I just don't understand why mine, unless you're telling me that I have the absolute best house in Harbor Oaks, why mine would be so much higher than these comps that you've sent me.
Okay.
So are you still have time to present to the appraisal review board? You've got 2.5 minutes left.
Can I ask a question of the homeowner?
Sure.
Sir, did you not get the information package from the district? You said you didn't have this information. Did you not receive the information packet that showed the comparables?
I do. I'm looking at it right here.
Okay, so you've got the same information we're looking at. Okay.
Sure, but I don't understand what MA2648 means. MA2 none, MAA none, MAA none, GA 506, CL 416. I don't understand any. I have no idea what any of that means. That's what I say when I don't have access to this. I don't understand the information, I guess.
Can I?
Yeah.
I don't want to do. I don't want to.
So where are we at, Cindy? Where are we at?
He is still in his presentation.
Okay.
So sir, did you have any additional, do you have something to present to the review board to present your case?
Well, my case is simple. Looking at the comps that you've sent me, my house is valued much more higher per square foot than the actual comps in what is sold in the neighborhood. You have my house valued at $276 a square foot. My neighbor's house is valued at $248 a square foot.
Okay, what was that at?
2111 Crescent Drive, right next door to me. So why would my house be valued at $28 a square foot more than my neighbor's? Why am I valued at $60 a square foot more than somebody down the street that just sold? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Ray, can you,
I'm going to talk, everybody. I'm just waiting for my turn.
okay,
I'm getting there. I'm just giving him his time.
okay. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Another example is 2108 Harbor Court. Okay. That is one that it says granite countertops, white cabinets with bead backboard splash, gas range, huge pantry, KitchenAid fridge. It overlooks the canal, 3 guest suites, private baths, large master bathroom, boat lift, jet ski, kayak, ramp, lots of deck. That house sold for $208 a square foot. So mine's at $276. Theirs is sold for $208. I don't understand. So I'm done.
Which address?
2108 Harbor Court.
2108 Harbor Court, excuse me.
Yeah, that was an expensive sale, wasn't it? Right. That's the, yeah.
But he said it went to 208.
Okay, I'm going to talk about it. So a couple of things are going on here. One thing that I want to say right off the bat is the homeowner is not, I'm going to speak in a second, and I want y'all to know I'm not saying that the homeowner is calculating things incorrectly. I think the homeowner is calculating things the way 99% of the people out there would calculate things. That's just how you do it. It's quick, it's easy. You take a value, you divide it by the square footage. Some people won't even subtract the land out. They're just taking the whole nugget, this one big number, and saying, how many square feet is that house? It's 3,000 square feet. We'll divide that. Okay, what does that tell me? And I don't know, sir, if you took the land out or not, but if you didn't, that's a bit of an issue because land values really can muddy up the square footage calculation. But if you did, then you're one step ahead of than a lot of people, because you realize to get the land value out of the way when you're trying to calculate this. The problem is that appraisers don't do this way. Appraisers calculate down to the detail, the way that maybe an accountant looks inside the books and figures out where every nickel is going. We're comparing a main area to a main area, a porch to a porch, and the square footage value of that porch is so much less than the main area or air conditioned space, or the square footage, it doesn't get the same weight. So it's being weighted different. And one example would be 2108 Harbor Court and this 208 number. Why is this happening? Why is he coming up with a 208? Well, it's a 4,100 square foot home. So when you divide 4,178 into a number, you're going to get a lower number, because if you took what's his number, 2560, if you divided 2560 into that same number, then you would get a higher number. And my point here is he's not doing it wrong. He's doing it how everybody does it. But in this world, this appraisal world we're sitting in here, nobody does it that way. We all have to do it. And honestly, it's part of our training. We're trained to do it this way. We didn't come here because we didn't get a job here because we already did it this way. We've been trained to do it this way. So we're subtracting value for class and age. And like he said, all of this stuff, no one would know what it is. Like, how is someone going to know that an MAS is living space below the main area? Nobody should know that. I didn't know that. GA is garage attached. MAA is main area addition. MA2 is the second floor, main area, second floor. PO is porch open. PC is porch, yeah, sorry. Covered, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, we know what dock is, and I think we could all figure out what a SWP is. But the reason the numbers are different is because there's two different ways that we're arriving at our number. One of them is an appraisal way to do it. The other way is the way that everybody else does it. With the exception of, you have to get the land value out of the way before you do this math. You can't leave the land value in there. Even if you're out navigating, driving down roads saying, I want to buy this house right here, so let me figure out what I should pay for it. If you do that in life, please get rid of the land value first, because the land values muddy everything up.
And you're doing now it becomes apples to apples instead of.
It gets
apples
way
to
better. You
oranges.
get way more accurate. But you have to know that when you divide a number by a larger number of square feet, like 40, I'll stop because I've already said it. Let's keep with the procedure.
Okay, so sir, now you get 2 minutes of rebuttal time.
Okay, so you don't like the one at 2108 Harbor Court because that price, that square footage is much higher. So, I mean, can you explain on some other comps? I mean, 2210 Cape Ann, that's 2596 square feet. I mean, it's right there next to, my house has 36 square feet less. That house sold for $211 a square foot.
Did you subtract the land value or add the land value? Did you do that by any chance?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So
I don't completely understand. Maybe I'm just not getting it. But when I'm looking at a piece of property, wouldn't like the comp at 2210 Cape Ann, their lot's 11,221 square feet compared to mine 7,965. The lot has to be considered, in my opinion, if you're going to compare apples to apples. I mean, wouldn't a house that has a much bigger lot be valued higher than a similar house that was on a smaller lot?
Well, but wouldn't you have a problem if you were doing this math and saying that something was 200 square feet, $200 per square feet on this one, but 230 on this one, but there was $100,000 difference in land? And then,
I guess I'm just taking the total price that it sold for and comparing it to my house.
So let me answer this 2210 Cape Ann. I'll just answer this one for you since we talked about it. The difference here for us is that your house, in our opinion, is a full class better. That's really the difference. There's a little bit difference in effective age, but it's not enough to even talk about. The real difference here, where all the dollars come from, essentially, is there's a difference in class. We say you have a full class better house, and that it makes a big difference. I mean, it makes in this case it makes $123,000 difference. Which if you add that 123 to their purchase price, gets you all the way to 670 something of your 708 total. And then there's some some other small differences in here that have to do with porches, and I think you have a pool and maybe they don't, that are going to nickel and dime up to that indicated value of 728. But the heart of it is that we think you have a better house.
And Ray, also maybe just confirm that the 7ST, the class, isn't talking about just the counters inside. It's talking about
it's actually not talking about the counters. It's talking about the design and the effort that went into creating the house, the quality of when you drive down the road. And it is our opinion that if you put both of these houses next to each other, you would everybody in this room would point to 2113 Crescent and say, that's a nicer house. And it's also our opinion that if you look at that other comp, the one on Harbor Court, and you see that 6 BV plus and the 7 ST minus, it's our opinion that there would be a little bit more of a struggle just because that's a plus. But that at the end of the day, the other one wins.
Okay, and so now we are at the end of this, so the district gets a minute to close, and then the protester gets a minute to close.
The district is closed.
You're closed?
Yeah.
All right, so sir, Gary,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
you have 1 minute to close.
I don't have anything else, ma'am. I'm good.
Okay, so now, the district has, 5 minutes to discuss your case and come up with our decision on your value.
That's a nice house.
You know, it seemed that for both appraised market value for the sales and the comp equity grid, that is 708, 800 is supported.
And I'm just curious to see if you don't mind, Ray, showing us like where that Arbor Drive is.
What's the PID? It's no problem at all.
Is that the 2329 Harbor?
I'm sorry, 2111 Crescent Drive. I'm so sorry. It's
That's
Oh, 20.
0312.
All right, let's take.
0312.
All right, everybody see where we're at now. Okay, let's make sure everybody knows,
okay.
because I think we're not going to go very far. Did y'all say 20312?
20312.
Okay, so just look next door. Right? Am I right? Because this is where we're at now.
Yes.
So look next door. Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, my screen's jumping. The 2329 Harbor Drive.
20519. Okay, we'll have to go to that one. I'm not sure.
Sorry.
That's okay. It is right there. So that's Bay House. So it was around the corner a bit. See, there's the one you just went to.
Okay.
His house is right there. Right. I may be off a little bit here. Hold on.
Is that the marker we call? It's the green one, the Margarita House.
No.
That's down a few houses.
Yeah.
You'd be further to the east, a little south.
Okay. It's over here, isn't it?
Got it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotcha. Or wait, it's over here. Yeah. So it's this far.
Okay.
Here to over here.
Okay.
It's it's a good comp. Ideas.
Anybody?
I think the price is fine. Actually, it didn't go down $2,000.
Yeah. Why did it go down?
Depreciation. It's just natural depreciation.
Ramona, any thoughts?
No.
You okay with leaving it where it is?
Yes, ma'am. Are you?
Yes.
Okay. So on account number 20311, and addressing the incorrect appraised market value and appraisal ratio exceeding the median level of the appraisal, which has the appraisal district for 2020 has put at a total value of $708,000, $800. I make a motion that we keep that same value, based upon what we heard from the property owner and from the appraisal district. So it will stand for the 2020 value at $708,800.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Thank you very much for participating. You'll get a document in the mail.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Good day. Bye.
Tomorrow's the 1st, Kathy. We're in July tomorrow. I know. Isn't that-
Are they doing any portion of the art festival?
No.
No
Nope.
auction, no.
Nope.
No, they cancel one festival.
Isn't that horrible? I mean, it's so huge, and it's so huge, they had left it up to the artist and said, we'll do whatever y'all say, all the artists that come for the festival.
Yeah.
And the artist, this was like a month or so ago, and the artist all said, we want to do it, because it is the largest money maker for most of those artists, okay? Because it's just, everybody goes to this because they know the stuff there is amazing.
Yeah.
And so, but then yesterday, it was like 3 days ago. Yeah, a couple of days ago, they had to just
What's up?
say.
We are
something
looking to
else.
see if somebody's in the Zoom for 10 o'clock.
So the
No, I don't
artist,
think
Not yet.
they decided.
Still kind of
they
early.
want to do it.
Okay.
No, the guidelines,
The city, yes.
the art center and, it's too,
It's too much.
well, you can only have so many people.
Yeah.
I think I
Okay.
remember without calling it. in
Okay,
the
no problem.
space.
No
And
way to, that's a shame. And
It
I'm
is a
a
shame.
wine festival, I don't think there's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's the art center, I mean, that's.
All these hordes of people are coming this weekend.
I know the town's gonna be kind of terrible for the weekend, isn't it?
What's that?
Well,
The town's gonna be kind of terrible for the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're an owner on like down on Austin Street, I know that those owners need as much money as they can possibly get. I think they've lost a lot this year, but man, it's kind of
well, and think
miserable
how
around
the
here.
weekends, I mean, since even before Memorial Day, every single weekend, the amount of people in town has been way more than any 4th of July. Every single weekend, it's been crazy. And so this weekend's gonna be,
75% capacity, they're all filled.
I mean, get ready to walk places because it's
I'm not going anywhere.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
imagine going to HEB like after tomorrow.
No.
Go with me tomorrow, Ramona.
Oh, hell no.
I have everything delivered. It's great.
No, and you're smart to
Go
do
out, they
that.
bring it to your door.
Yeah, with the crowds the way they are. I mean, the people are gonna be
And
rude.
they're great, occasionally they'll substitute something else. Rarely does that happen anymore. Back when they had the 12 paper towel stuff.
Oh my God, the strawberries, the big ones are still good. They are. No, you're laughing. They are, because we got some and they're still just like crazy good.
Are those the ones from, where are they from?
Oh, the town, that's famous for them,
Poteet.
Poteet. Is it Poteet?
Yep.
Well, who is
Yeah.
it? The cantaloupes, because the cantaloupes,
Pecos.
those have been like like
Where are they
unbelievable.
from?
Pecos is where a lot of
Pecos?
cantaloupes come
But
from,
there's
yeah,
somewhere
West
else
Texas.
near Alice.
A lot
No,
of
not near Alice, near Pearsall.
Could
There's
be.
somewhere near Pearsall.
It could be.
See, that's one of the problems with ordering. You can ask for that, but you might necessarily get it.
Yeah, but right now, that's what the stores are having.
Oh,
And the watermelons are good. Oh, stars, the watermelons are delicious.
how do you spell Pecos?
Pecos.
Easy.
Pecos Bill.
Pecos.
Right, Charlie?
That's for cantaloupe. That's for
Did you go to the
cantaloupe.
store yesterday?
No.
You going today?
I'm gonna go home and order.
You better, cause Charlie, after today, you know what it's gonna be like.
Yeah, I don't know what you said. I'm here.
Does it say on the strawberries that they're cheap?
No, they were just strawberries. You just wanna make sure they've got good color. And they smell, it's like you just walk near the boxes. We open our refrigerator and it just goes wow. And they are so good. Were your tomatoes good, Ramona?
Yes, they're really good.
Those little ones on the vine, that you buy.
Oh, you buy them on the vine?
Campari, are those Campari or
Campari, yeah. Julie buys those.
The
now?
ones where you get like 5 on the vine, that one?
The Campari, yes, they're like this size.
Yeah.
It used to be you'd want the homegrown, but now those Campari are just about the best.
Yeah, I get the little cherry ones that come in that little container.
Yes.
20 container. They're great for salads, just,
Okay, I'm gonna run to the restroom.
So is that it for the 8 o'clock docket?
Are we done with the 8 o'clock docket?
Yeah, I think.
Have people attend? We don't know. 2 people attend, right?
It's the same person.
It's just 2.
Right? And
Yep.
it's the same person.
Yep.
Okay.
Chevron?
Yes, it is.
I know that. I was going through Paul Prince on
I just
newsletter.
checked. to see
Yeah.
if
I did
anybody
the
had-
newsletter. So
Oh, okay,
I don't, legal layman does the whole writing, I do all the graphics.
okay.
So they're looking for somebody.
About the- see about the one
Their
that-
son's the honor for. Oh. Used you.
Okay. I get used to it.
Yeah.
Shelter.
I said the lady the other day, we were looking at what we need to be doing, and, I said, oh, I got the registered person for volunteers of the month. And sit right next to him in meetings, his name is Robert, blah, blah. I said, You get matching funds.
Yes,
right?
I do.
So, how's yours?
We're, I think it's 3,000. Active employee, 5,000.
So any company.
Well, they have to be 501c.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like, how do you do time for like volunteer? That's not
Oh.
spending any money. You're time.
My time?
Yeah.
Yes, they also pay for that. What I do is I go online and I fill out a little calendar, work these days,
That's
whatever.
right.
Once I get 40 hours, they pay $500 or
Yeah,
$1,000, something like that.
Yeah, X Fund does a flat amount you put down every quarter. You submit more every quarter, how many hours you work that quarter.
Okay.
Every week in March, let's say, so let's say do 20, 10, 15, whatever. That's $500.
I just thought of something.
I get $500.
Stuck his hand in that.
Okay, I think I'm limited to $1,000 a year, and it's either 20 hours or 40 hours in a year. So once I get my 40 hours of volunteer time in, I just submit it. They cut the shelter a check.
Oh, so you just do it once a year?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I usually do it
Yeah.
February, March.
So you
by the time I
get
get 40 hours.
$1,000.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I can look at $1,000 too. Also, just the volunteer at time.
Yeah.
I can get $1,000. I give money. I can $1,000. I pay for a lot of. I do the labels for all the mail outs and stuff. I volunteer. Give them the money. You know,
I'm the same way.
I just don't charge you for it.
Whenever I go to Ace Hardware, buy somewhere, it's paid for.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I do too, and you know, so I just make that.
Hey, Ray,
Oh.
has the
Contribution.
district ever talked about
Okay. Yeah.
doing, not right now,
I
but,
bet Shepherd
you know,
does.
just during the year, like working with the chamber or whoever and doing an informational thing as far as,
Yes.
you know, just how the hearings go?
They won't give to
Or
things like
because
churches. They won't
here's
give to
what
things they
I
won't
would
give to,
think.
but Yeah, I'm as a retiree.
Things like that are probably going to occur, and I would think that I would rather have somebody from the appraisal
It
district,
is. That's where you get-
you know, be there to give information rather than somebody from a large firm. And not that they would do anything bad, you know, rather than someone from Pritchard and Abbott or whoever ends up, somebody just happens to know from the chamber.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike would do it. I think it's really up to him. This is really a monarchy here. At the
Yeah,
appraisal
there's
district,
lots of dedicated
like
volunteers
it's
there.
all,
but-
every decision goes
Goes
through
through that.
one person.
Aileen
Oh.
to be
Yeah.
the
So it would be,
volunteer.
I mean, in the
I
past,
know.
we
She
have,
really does.
She's there every day.
we went to
She
HOA
is.
board meetings and
She's
talked to
there 5 days a
people
week.
from Allegra North, Key Allegra condos. We spent time with them in their,
Yeah, I'm not-
that house.
Yeah, I've
that
got
Key
to know her
Allegra.
pretty well. and
Staying
I'm
over
not
there by the
sure
pool.
what
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah,
motivates
the
her.
Allegra
She
house.
just-
Yeah,
she
we've
just
done
does
that.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Mike will do stuff like that.
I just have, I have to think. She accepted the invite.
Okay, we've got
Yeah.
somebody on the line.
You know, that would, it would help. I don't know.
Sometimes it
Yeah,
does.
a lot of them seem to be
Sometimes it
talking
does. Sure.
All right, it's case 719.
Is this the 10?
Yes. First,
Is he on?
I'm about to. You ready?
Yeah. Good morning, Robert.
It says joining. Okay, I think we got him.
Good morning, Robert.
Oh, good morning.
This is Charlie Powers of the Appraisal Review Board. We have some administrative to go through, so just bear with us for a minute. We're open on protest number 2020-719. Count number is 24037. This hearing is being recorded. We're the Appraisal Review Board that will be hearing your protest today. At the table are Charlie Powers, myself, Cindy Duck, Kathy Hoffman, Robert Dayton, and by Zoom, Ramona LeBlanc. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The Comptroller's Office provides an electronic survey where you offer feedback about your experience today. That may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. Survey is voluntary, but we do encourage you to take it. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 4145, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. I'm assuming, Robert, that we have all of your evidence. Is that correct?
I believe we have some new things that,
No.
yeah, yes, Carol has sent material, but we've made some other discoveries since then.
Well,
If we don't,
Only one person, but you know,
Yeah.
guys.
yeah, in just a second.
Okay.
So can they submit it?
Yeah, can you
We don't have anything else to submit.
pass it at the time?
We have no further written material to submit. Thank you.
Now, one other thing. Only the person who signed the affidavit can speak. I apologize for that, but that's the law.
You signed the affidavit. Phew.
I think I did that.
no.
Nope, my husband did. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry,
I didn't know that. Okay.
that's okay.
Carry on. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. And I'll begin with I, Charles Powers, swear that I have not communicated
Where's your sheet?
another violation of
Where's the other sheet you've got?
66.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code 41.66F and to that effect. And I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Elizabeth Garazi, will be notarizing Ramona's signature via Zoom. I also am located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. Robert, assuming that since you signed the affidavit, you are under oath for the duration of this hearing. Do you understand?
You hear?
Yes,
Can you hear?
I can hear.
I, Ray Presley, do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for Aransas County Appraisal District is correct.
Robert, do you hold a license as a Texas appraiser?
That I did not hear. Do I hold a license for what?
As an appraiser in Texas?
No, I do not.
Do you have in front of you, or can you put your hands on the chart called hearing procedure time that was sent to you? I believe it was page 5 of the package that you were sent. It's a chart with 4 columns on it. And it has a bunch of times, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
No, did not get that.
I don't see that we have it.
Okay, well, we'll step you through it. That's not a problem. You get the choice. Do you want to speak first, or do you want the district to speak first?
I suppose that it would probably be best for you to speak first.
The district. I'm on the board. You're saying the district should speak first, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Okay. This is a lot in Holiday Beach, Sweet Bay. It's unimproved. This is for land value. Under protest are both market and equity, I believe. Yes. So quickly here, there's a sales grid in our evidence package that's going to show 3 sales for the subject property is 15,000 square feet. There's a sale for 20,000 square feet.
5,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yes.
Yeah.
Subject, that's $15,000. Thank you. The square footage of the land is 10,000 square feet. the comp number one is a 5,000 square foot lot that sold for 30,000. That seems a bit ridiculous. Comp number two on Charlotte sold for 14,000. It's 5,000 square feet. And comp number three is on Woods. Sold, it's 5,000 square feet and sold for 17.5. The median value of these sales is that one, the one for 17,125. I'm sorry. That's the, and then the equity median value is 50,000. And that's because these, when they share a land table, it just calculates it out. And they're all being valued in the same way, which is what equity is supposed to prove. So that's it.
They're incorrect.
Well, it appears to me that,
Wait.
Uh,
Hold on just a second.
oh, okay.
District, anything else?
No, sir, I'm done. I'm done, Charlie.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so now, sir, you've got 2 minutes to cross-examine, and then you'll have your 5 minutes to present, okay?
I guess you'd call it cross-examination, refers to this ARB grid thing, comp sales, that shows Lantana, my Lantana property on 133 Lantana Drive, compared with 99 St. Charles Loop. And noticing the $6 per square foot, which you agreed is out of proportion, it's due to the actual land square foot of 20,000. And C number 173.
See page 3
See,
of the sales.
see page 3 of the sales. And at any rate, that kind of
4 lots.
once that was for 4 lots, correct, rather than just a single lot. And it sold, therefore, with 6 divided by 4 is $1.5 per square foot. So it is somewhat comparable per lot. The second comparison on 409 Charlotte Drive was also for 20,000 square feet. And that's see page 11 of the sales report. And so the 2.8 per square foot, really, when you have the 20,000 foot equivalents, it breaks it down to 70 cents per square foot.
And Woods.
Let's see.
All right, now you're going into your 5 minutes of presentation time, so you may continue.
Okay.
The Woods property also, it's wrong.
The 297 Woods Drive, that amount of property was 15,000 square feet instead of 5,000 on page 6 of sales. And consequently, that was $1.16 a square foot, I do believe.
So none of these.
So actually the instances or items used for comparison were varyingly above and beyond, or not really correct, but nonetheless. Then further, the comp equity grid, where 133 Lantana Drive was compared with 144 Lantana Drive. That lot has not sold, and the 96 Holly Drive lot, which is fairly similar, has not sold either. The other thing that concerns me, and has concerned me for these 50 some odd years that I've owned this property, is that this is something of an undeveloped development, and that it really, I understand that we need to pay taxes on it, but just and actually,
Seems to be decreased.
I have commended your tax office before in years past, because I am a supporter of public schools, and I do believe that the taxes do go for a good purpose. But I also realize now that my lack of attention the last few years, we have got just with not full attention, gone ahead and paid the amount requested. We also noticed that the 2019 tax is, I think, $25 per area on my two holdings there. Lot 24037 and 24057, that it's dropped back $25. So woo-hoo-hoo, we're doing better. And I realize that Aransas has had some severe weather challenges in the last few years. So nonetheless, I think that's probably pretty much what I have to say.
Okay, so now the district gets 2 minutes.
Mr. Robert,
Yes, sir.
let's talk over a few things real quick so we can get some stuff squared up. There was, I listened to you and I didn't follow you on some of it. I want to go back to 99 St. Charles Loop. It's comp number 1 on the ARB sales grid. And you said that square footage should actually be what?
20,000. See page 3 of the sales report.
Of the sales report. Okay.
Of the ARB.
Of report that we gave you.
Correct.
Right. Okay. And it is it's going to list
99, 100, 101,
yeah,
102.
okay, excellent. And then what was there another correction, Robert, that you guys found?
Well,
All three.
the Charlotte.
What was this?
409 Charlotte also was listed as 5,000 on the report, but it's actually 4 lots. So that would be 20,000. If
That's good. I appreciate. Did you have a page reference for that also?
Yes, sir. Page 11.
Page 11. Okay.
The sales report.
Okay, that's great. Do us a favor over there. Have your wife not talk at all. It's an issue for us with this affidavit. You know, she could. I don't want to tell you what your other options would be, but I think y'all could think of something. But at this point, let me go into your evidence. Do you have an opinion on one of these comps that you provided as to which one of them is valid, is a good comp for your property? You don't have to have an opinion about this, I'm asking if you do. You provided a list of MLS statements.
Well,
So I'll give you an example. You gave us 607 West Shady Oak. It's a 10,000 square foot lot that listed at 13.5 and sold for 11.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at this thing, I'm trying to go through it. You also provided 294 Woods. It's a 15,000 square foot lot that sold for 14.
We had said ours was maybe worth 75 to 10. Yeah, in our opinion, based on these.
Did you say 7,500 to 10, Robert?
I haven't quite followed you exactly where you are.
Yes, 75 to 10
Yes.
is the most.
Yeah, 75 to 10.
10, okay. You guys did a fine job. I agree with you, with your opinion of value. I think there's an error in the district's evidence. And I will turn the decision over to the board. That's the appropriate thing to do. Okay, Robert?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess at this point, because maybe it'll allow us to go ahead and finish up.
I'm confused as to what.
So you're saying that,
The district's evidence is garbage.
okay,
Yeah, but we
and
gotta
so
price this thing.
I would put all the weight on.
what he says.
I would, absolutely. And so our,
Okay.
our evidence should not be used. There's errors in it.
All right, in that case, Robert,
Yes, sir.
we're a little out of order here, but perhaps we can bring this to a close amicably.
Surely.
What do you believe your lot is worth?
I bought this property more than 50 years ago when I was getting out of the Air Force. And over time, I've looked at it and watched the development or non-development of the Holiday Beach area.
Robert?
Yes, sir.
Just answer.
Hold up just a
What's
minute.
the number?
Hold up just a minute.
75.
You did a lot of work looking at comps here and evaluating comps. From what's your evaluation of the comps, not history, those comps today, what do you believe your value is?
I think it's 7,500.
In that case, that's what it is.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I make a motion based upon what we heard from the property owner and the appraisal district that on property account number 24037, that the appraisal district had given a total value of 15,000, that we adjust that 2020 value down to $7,500. And I believe that this addresses the potential of an incorrect appraised market value, and also the potential that the appraisal ratio exceeded the median level of appraisal.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, case closed.
A question?
Does that pertain to the other set?
Yes.
We're gonna go to the other one now. We need to,
And with the same information, I think we can carry that forward because both lots are the same size and in the same area and had previously been evaluated in the same manner.
yes, let me go through some administrivia required by the comptroller. First of all, Q0.
Cut out. Here.
Okay. Every member should.
Ready?
Where's my affidavit? ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I solemnly swear that I am not communicating with another person in violation of tax code 41.
Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated violation of tax code section 41.66.
Sorry. I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I've not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
Robert,
I, Robert Dayton, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F.
I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect. And I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Elizabeth Thickerazi, will be notarizing Ramona's signature via Zoom. I also am located in Texas.
Okay, Robert, you're assuming you're still under oath, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, I, Ray Preston, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true.
For simplicity here, Ray, would you
The
make a statement
district,
about your evidence?
the district is not going to offer an opinion per the information given in the previous case, and will turn the decision over to the board.
Robert,
Yes, sir.
would you make the statement that you made when we were dealing with the Ministrivia?
I'm sorry. I guess your mask is getting me. I can't quite understand.
What would you say what based upon all of the information you gave to us, what would you say the value, the 2020 value for your property is?
Yes, sir. I think it's also 7,500.
Okay, I make a motion based upon what we've heard from the district and from the property owner, that on property number 24057, and taking into consideration the incorrect appraised market value, and that the appraisal ratio exceeds the median level of the appraisal, that we adjust the 2020 value of 15,000 down to the 2020 value now being $7,500.
Second,
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This hearing is closed. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate your participation.
Well, thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Ramona, I'm going to check, but I think that's all there is.
Okay.
A bunch of people didn't call in.
Their affidavits. There was one person who had 3 properties.
I just think that's such a shame. If you bothered to go to all the trouble
Especially if you
to
have
this
property.
point, why wouldn't you at least?
I have one question for y'all, just a quick question. Ramona, are you still here?
Yes, I am.
I just have a quick question for you guys. Because y'all made a decision and I was not a part of it. And if y'all already solved all this, just tell me to shut up and we'll move on. But has y'all's opinion changed on in-person hearings at all? Now that it's kind of escalated? Okay, still moving right along?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
We have the
We do. I have it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys already made some decisions. I've just noticed in the paper and the news and people have, it seems like it's bubbling up a little bit and I just want to make sure that you guys are heard.
Have we scheduled in-house ones yet?
Yeah, there's some scheduled,
Yeah,
but they're probably a few weeks away. I think it's mid-July or next week or something
I
like
think
that.
it's after
It'll
the
probably die back down.
morning on Tuesday,
Oh, maybe so.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe so.
Okay, so we don't have any more.
No, it's you're free to go.
Okay, but
I would like to ask a question.
Yeah.
I would like to know why we are using the regular protest form and not the, and where it says the equity and sales, and why aren't we using the affidavit one where it's notarized by somebody that the homeowner is signed, and some, sometimes the check boxes aren't right, and I want to know, I mean, not right, but they're different. And so I feel like sometimes, we're not answering the questions that the customer needs.
This question came up a couple of weeks ago, and I went to our lawyer, the Skip Henkel, and specifically asked him that question. I gave him some sample documents and asked him that question. And he said that the protest form overrides anything else. And the reason—
Even though the other one's notarized?
Yes, the reason is the following. It's the fact that protest form comes in and the district builds their case around the protest form. The affidavit may not come in until the meeting is just about to begin.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
I see it now.
Okay, and that's his rationale, and he said we should, protest form is the gospel.
Okay, it makes sense now. I get it.
Okay, in that case—
wait, no.
What?
I have a question. And it's kind of on that same issue. When a person, something just doesn't make sense to me, and I went and I read both of these manuals last night, and I mean, I didn't even sleep because I'm really having a very hard time, because to me, it doesn't make sense that if a person turns in the protest form, then they turn in the affidavit, they call in, they give their evidence, we sit here and listen, they spend their time and our time, and they have not checked a box, and we have not brought that to their attention at any point. And then we listen to their case, and then we say, I'm sorry, you didn't check a box, so therefore we cannot make a decision.
Yes.
That
probably should have been
makes
caught
no
earlier.
sense.
Yeah, it should have been caught earlier in the game.
I mean,
Most of the time we catch that early, but
Yeah,
you're right.
we
there's
did.
been
Because-
we made a mistake and
We didn't catch it early. We could have cut it off early.
and also on the front page of this book, in the beginning of it, it says, that we are to act, we, the appraisal review board, are to act in a fair way to the public. Okay, and I am sorry, but I do not think that was a fair way. I do not think that could harbor anything but negative towards the process and towards the district.
Well,
the opposite of that would be, it's not fair to the district then to say, well, you thought the rules of the game when you walked in were incorrect appraisal, what are we gonna change them on?
Well,
That's
but we
not fair
did that the week before based upon a person had marked something, but their case proved another point, okay? And because again, that whole issue of, I
think that's what sent me to Skip, was that issue. It sent me to Skip for clarification.
You are human, mistakes. And if you know, really becomes a problem, they should probably start documenting.
I don't get what you're saying.
Yeah, I thought you might not.
No, it's the opposite. I think we need to.
We're not perfect here. I mean, we are human. We do make mistakes. We just need to be very consistent in our approach. I believe that what our lawyer, Skip Hinkle, said, that is the correct approach.
But I don't think we have been consistent.
Well,
Last week we
you're right.
changed
You're
it.
right, we have.
And then this
One or two
week
mistakes.
we said, no, we don't want to.
We have made one or two mistakes, but we're trying to point those out up front to the homeowner that you tick only one box on your protest form, but you tick two on the affidavit, just so you know, we're only looking at what you ticked off on the protest. And we need to do a better job explaining that to them, to say, and here's why we're gonna do that. I think we can do that in 30 seconds to say, we've run it past our lawyer, the district builds their case based on what you put on the protest form. And now the affidavit says something different, so the district wouldn't be ready. So we have to.
I can give you guys a perspective from the outside, watching you guys work from the outside, is that you guys maybe don't know it, but you get better every year. Ones that have been around here and you're new, you guys get better every year. There's things that y'all do now, and the way you handle it now is more professional than it was when you first were on the board. And so the board gets better all the time. And the truth is, when we're actually disciplined and we follow the procedures and we speak within our procedures, we're always better because we're in less of a hurry. But as we speed up and get moving, the next thing you know, I'm not looking at that part of the form either, because for some reason I'm hurrying up. And I don't know why we kind of get in a little bit of a hurry to get going. But y'all are doing a great job. Don't beat yourself up. There was a case that happened yesterday, and what y'all may not know is we smoothed that case ourselves. We talked to that homeowner. We settled with that lady who didn't check the boxes. We did that behind the scenes.
Right.
So
Because
it was the right thing to do.
right thing
But
to do.
you guys did the right thing by not feeling sorry for her and jumping past the wall. Y'all have to not, what's there is there, and it's what's hard about this job is sometimes, and trust me, I know this, sometimes you give people bad news and you just have to give it, and y'all do a fine job. I wouldn't beat yourself up. We always, y'all always, you resharpen all the time. I'm telling y'all do a good job. And sure, we need to follow our procedures and slow down and make sure we read the stinking protest. It's like 101. This is a good reminder. Read the protest, guys.
I mean, because again, if it were me, because truly, Char, I mean.
Well, we need to be more careful up front.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we will if we do what Robert says and explain, and we see the affidavit and explain in the beginning.
I just think if we slow down.
This is what we do. We ourselves are going to be more.
I think if we just slow down and have a minute to look at the forms before we jump in and.
Sure.
Because we're not supposed to look at them before the event.
That's fine, but remember, we have a 2-hour win.
I read something, that's another point, okay?
Personally, that's why I come in 15 minutes early. Try to look at what's coming up here and kind of familiarize myself.
But you're actually not supposed to.
I'm not supposed to talk with anybody about it. I'm free to come in here and look, but I just can't talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's all right. But then the other thing is the 2-hour window. Yes, it is correct. If my case is supposed to be heard at 10, okay, and it's 10:15. All right, or two hours. It's 12:15. It doesn't mean automatically we have to reschedule it. It means if I the property owner say, hey, you're 2 hours late, I want it rescheduled.
15 minutes is different.
No, I
I'm
said
gonna
12,
confuse.
15, 10, okay, from 10 to 12. If it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're 2 hours late.
Yeah.
Okay, and you haven't heard me yet, then you call me and I say to you, I'm okay, let's do it. In this book, it says, and I've got it
That's fine,
marked,
we haven't hit the 2-hour limit yet.
but it's brought up a lot. Oh, we've got to hurry up and do this because the 2-hour limit. In the book, what it says is that, okay, a hearing on a protest filed by a property owner or his or her designated agent must be set for a time and date certain. Hearing is not commenced within 2 hours of the time set for the hearing. The ARB must postpone the hearing if requested by the owner or their agent. So it isn't automatic we have to reschedule it. It's just that I'm saying, listen, I'm done. But if I go, you know what, I'm cool with it because I was waiting for you to call me, so I've been able to do other stuff. I'd rather get it done. Let's do it. Then we can do it.
That's fine, but you don't want to push somebody into that
Absolutely,
question
you're right.
because
I agree.
we're
I
still
agree.
trying to make the 5%.
I agree, but we would still, my point is, I've heard it said, if we go 2 hours, we have to reschedule. No. If the property owner wants it, yes.
Okay.
You don't have to reschedule. And I'm just wanting to clarify that point. Okay? So, and then, I just, I don't know. I'm concerned because we have been given the opportunity, because otherwise it wouldn't even be in the rules that they present us late with people's requests for a late hearing. Okay? If that wasn't something that we could do, because we've certainly done it in the past. Okay? We've done quite a few. And I'm just, you know, and you're new. You haven't been here with us and been through some of the stuff that we've been through to get, I mean, this group is, okay? But I'm just that, I don't know. I really felt strongly about if medical issues, and we've actually ruled for medical issues. And it was even much longer out when they actually contact their time of being late. And so it's like, I don't understand what it is we as a group here are going, what is it that's going to be enough to get granted a late hearing when a person who has had some unforeseen surgeries that ended up in some things that certainly would be life-changing, okay? And their request came in 2 days after our date, which that date is not by the state. Bear County had June 30th as their date.
It's 30 days after the notices went out.
Exactly, but my whole point is, his was 3 days or 2 days after our deadline here in this county. And I'm like, wow, I don't understand, because we granted some that were 6 months out for medical reasons.
You want my personal opinion on that? I find it odd that somebody can have several months, a month or two before the tax bills or notices are even sent out, and then they come back just a day or two late. That just seems odd to me. I would be more willing if they came back 3 months late to say, wow, I've been in the hospital, I've been near death, whatever. I might be more willing to consider that, but it just seems funny to me that they come back just a day late, 2 days. It just.
So you think you didn't have those surgeries?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that he probably could have been more personally responsible, possibly, I don't know. And made the deadline.
But see, and that's where, and it's okay for us to
Yeah.
disagree. You and I, on
The
this
deadline
issue,
is a deadline.
okay, a deadline is a deadline, but we had been given the right to grant. Okay, we're not granting him that we're gonna decrease the value of his property.
I'm not saying we are.
All we cover, all we're saying is,
We're gonna give him a hearing or not.
exactly, and here's the thing. Have you had one of your parts, I mean, I haven't
I
had
personally have
anything
not.
amputated, okay?
I personally am not, but
And I haven't gone to the emergency room and, then ended up being in the hospital for, 2 or 3 months, okay? I can't, I would never dare to say what he was thinking, okay? But I just,
We've about beat this to death.
yeah.
We disagree, agree to disagree. What more is there to that?
Somebody presents maybe some more compelling evidence, but I just didn't see that.
Well, I just think that,
Never saw it.
the deadline's a deadline. Maybe in the past years, yes, I think we have heard cases probably that we shouldn't have, or agreed to hear cases that we shouldn't have. This year, I think we've been fairly firm in, okay, whatever the date is, okay, so like you're 2 days later, oh, well, okay, are you fighting? Oh, well, oh, like 7 days later, oh, it has to be, that's the date, I'm sorry, that's what it is. Otherwise, we're gonna make ourselves crazy. Letters keep coming in, but past the date, I'm sorry, you can do it next year. It's not like they don't have an opportunity ever again to go back and look at it. They can do it next year. Maybe they'll be more diligent, or maybe their circumstances will be different, whatever. But we can't just be, we beat ourselves to death over, do you really have an amputation? What happened here? What happened here? Just no, that's it. We're done.
As we used to say, nothing personal, it's just business.
Exactly. It's a business decision, and when you're in business, you don't get to make changes like that. So I think we're doing ourselves a favor by sticking to something, and thereby nobody can come back to us and say, we did that to them. We're scored clear. No.
okay.
Well, that's how I feel.
Okay. Can I adjourn the meeting now?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I second that.
In favor?
Aye.
Okay, Ramona. Time.
Bye. You all have a great day.
I was just disappearing.
I don't know.
Bye.